Have you ever said, gosh, that person makes me so angry? Personal responsibility. Why is it important? In this video, I'm going to share with you why personal responsibility is important, and we're going to find out, are you an excuse maker? Hi, my name is Drew, and I've had the opportunity to connect with, hang out with, be around highly influential people. Over the thousands of hours that I've observed the actions, activities, and qualities of influential people, I've learned from them. And I want to share with you what I've learned in this channel. And I like to say, if you have something to say, something to sell, or something significant to do, you've got to increase your influence. And that's what this channel is all about. Now, stay to the end. I've got a free resource for you where you can rate your own influence and determine and put together a plan on how you can increase it. Question, have you ever said, gosh, that person makes me so angry? It might be a coworker, it might be a friend, it might be a spouse, it might be a family member, it might be your kids. They make me so angry. We say things like this all the time, but it's simply not true. Nobody can make you do anything, right? Nobody's climbing in your head and making you respond however it is that you're responding to that activity. Now, I understand that you are responding that way, but they aren't making you do it. And that's what personal responsibility is all about. It's your ability to respond, personally respond, responsibility, response, ability, your ability to respond. How are you responding to different situations, circumstances, people, and outcomes that you find yourself around? Now, we can't control people, circumstances, situations, or outcomes, but we can control how we respond to them. Now, what does this have to do with influence? Let me ask you another question. Who influences you? Probably people that are successful, people that do something, they produce content like a YouTube channel. They produce a service for you, a product for you. They have done something on a grand scale. Those people that you look to, that you are influenced by, that you model your life after, let me give you a tip. They aren't making excuses when they wake up in the morning. They're taking action. They're looking at the situations that they find themselves in, whether it's the market, whether it's the business situation, maybe it's the lack of experience that they have in a certain situation. And those stories that we love the most are the people that they had nothing going for them and they overcame. They against all odds overcame, right? You can't beat the odds and make excuses at the same time. You can't be a winner and have a loser's mindset at the same time. Losers make excuses. They talk about why they can't get ahead, why everything is stacked against them. Winners go out, take action, deal with what is happening in life, and respond accordingly, appropriately, with the best possible response they can. And then the next day, they learn from the previous and they go out and they do it again. Winners don't make excuses, they make it right. I love this quote from Carl Jung. He says this, he says, until we make the unconscious conscious, it will rule or direct our life and we'll call it fate. I drove across country a few years ago and I pulled my full-size Toyota Sequoia SUV behind a brand new 30-foot U-Haul truck. It was amazing. It was a brand new truck. It was fantastic. I was pumped that I had a brand new truck, like just a couple thousand miles on it. So I'm driving from California to Texas with my family and all our stuff. And I went 70 miles an hour the entire way from California to Texas. Why 70 miles an hour? I'll tell you why. Because that truck had a governor or a limiter on it where the truck at 70 miles an hour, it hit 70 and then kind of back off. And then it hit 70 because I wouldn't take my foot off the gas, and then it kind of back off. And then it hit 70 and it would kind of back off and not let me go above 70 miles an hour because the owners of that vehicle, U-Haul, had put a mechanism inside of that engine to not allow it to go above 70 miles an hour. That is what the unconscious mind is to us. And there are some excuses, there are some mindsets, some ways of thinking that you have. Maybe it's this is the cards I was dealt. Well, I can't because I'm this gender, or I'm this background, or I grew up in this neighborhood, or I have these parents, or I don't have parents, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. And you've made up all these excuses, and these are governors in your life. I'm not saying that you don't have tough circumstances growing up, but you can make those excuses your life, or you can choose to overcome those excuses until you make the unconscious conscious, until you say, hey, these things are holding me back because they're really excuses that I've made, they're things that I'm holding on to and saying, I'm not going to get ahead in life. I can't be what I want to be because other people did me wrong, or circumstances or life, or I was dealt the wrong hand, or I didn't grow up in the right neighborhood or with the right circumstances, or nobody paid for my college, or nobody helped me out. Nobody gave me a hand up. And so I just can't make it ahead. I'm passionate about this. Those are governors. Those are limiters, and you'll just hit and bounce back and hit and bounce back and hit and bounce back. And no matter how hard you try, no matter how many goals or dreams you write down on paper, if you allow those mindsets, those limiters to stop you, you'll keep hitting them and falling and hitting and falling and never overcoming. So you need to determine, what are those other than conscious mindsets, those excuses that you make, that you go to when you don't succeed, that you've made in the past for not even trying to do a thing. Oh, my family, we just don't go to college. We don't get educated. We don't start businesses. We don't take risks. Whatever excuse you've made in your head, recognize it and then trash it. Throw it away. Make a commitment to yourself to never use that excuse again. Take responsibility for your shortcomings, for your failures that you've made. Let me give you 3 tips. 3 tips on how to take greater personal responsibility in your life. How do you increase your personal responsibility today? Number 1, quit making excuses. I asked you when this video started, are you an excuse maker? Do you make excuses when you don't reach a goal, when you don't meet an objective? Or really, many times our goals, our dreams, they kind of have a quiet death. We just forget about them. We just kind of let them go off in the background, and we look back at a journal, we look back if we even wrote it down, and we go, my goodness, I forgot that I actually wanted to do that. But I want to tell you is quit making excuses. Number 2, look at your greatest, this is going to be painful, okay? Look at your greatest failure in life and examine it and determine how you could have done things differently if you were given the chance again today. I'm not saying that you go back. I don't live in regret. I'm not telling you that at all. I'm saying learn from the experience. Fail forward. We don't fail, we learn, right? Now you do fail if you never take the time to examine it and grow from that experience. But take your greatest failure in life, go back, examine it, and figure out how you could have done things differently to get a better result. Based on what you know today, how could you do it differently? Number 3, begin to design your life. Do not simply accept your life, but direct your life. Put together a plan. And I've got in the cards here, The Power of a Pre-Made Decision. And it's in the description below, The Power of a Pre-Made Decision, free webinar, no email address required, no nothing. There's a worksheet. It's my passion. My family knows it so well. My wife can recite it before I even start it. But my dream is to help you live yours. That's what I believe I'm here on earth to do, is to help you, to help the listeners, to help every person I come in contact with or that I don't come in contact with, to achieve their dream, live out the purpose that they were put on this earth to do. And one of the ways that I can do that is by helping ask the questions, being your coach through an online webinar format to ask you the questions so you can get clear on what is your dream and you can begin working towards that. Do not accept your life, direct your life. I love what the great Jim Rohn said. He said, take responsibility for your life. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can take responsibility for yourself. That is something you can do today. Friend, I want to encourage you to take responsibility for your life today. If you do that today, friend, you will increase your influence. If you take personal responsibility for your life, you will be somebody worthy of being followed. And that's what I hope for your life. All right, I promised that I would share with you how you can get the influence assessment. It is in the link below. It's actually the first link, the influence assessment. You can download that and you can find out where you rank in your influence, and then you can identify some areas that you want to increase so that you can increase your influence. And remember, increase your influence, realize your dream.